What's up, guys? I want to talk about the UFC welterweight title picture and what a mockery I think that it is at this state right now. A couple days ago, it was announced Tyron Woodley is to fight Kamaru Usman at UFC 235. My first question is why? Why isn't it Colby? Colby's been ready since late November. So why is he not the one getting the title shot? Doesn't make sense. They both deserve title shots, 100%. I mean, there's no question, 100%. They both deserve title shots. But how come they both have the same two last common opponents, Damian Maia and RDA. Why, when someone like Colby Covington beat both of those guys, so by the time they fight Usman, they're both coming off losses, why does Usman get the title shot over him? If Colby did it first, and he did it just as dominantly too, if you watch those fights, like, why does he not get the title shot? It's unbelievable to me. I don't understand. I mean, and I understand what people think about Colby. I mean, he's, how do you say, he's cringy. Like, the shit he says is just, it makes people cringe. Like, it sounds unintelligent. It's dumb. He says the same thing 100 times in a row. But I think it's kind of funny. But regardless, it don't matter. What we're talking about is the skills and who deserves a title shot. Which, yeah, Usman deserves a title shot too. Like I said, not before Colby though. And that's why people are giving Tyron a lot of shit, because he's holding up the division. You know, what I found really funny, and I don't hear many other people saying this, back when Colby won the interim belt, or a couple months after, when he was supposed to fight Tyron said he wasn't going to be able to compete or come back until November or December. He wasn't going to be able to come back until late that year. And Colby thinks, because he's got a sinus problem, he thinks, oh, I can go get my nose surgery and I'll have time to heal it up and I can fight him by the end of the year. All of a sudden, as soon as he does that, Tyron Woodley's got a fight scheduled on short notice for 6 weeks away against Darren Till. So what I took from that is, it's kind of weird to say you're going to be out that long, and then as soon as this guy is injured and he can't come and fight you at that date, then all of a sudden you got to fight, and on short notice at that for a title defense, you can't deny that it looks like he ducked him. I mean, I'm not going to say that he ducked him, because I don't know. I'm not Tyron Woodley, but it looks like he did. Like, I don't think he's afraid of Colby, and I don't see why he would be. But he's done quite a lot to avoid this fight. I mean, it's pretty evident. Why would he even sign to fight Usman if he wasn't trying to duck Colby? Like, he said himself that Colby's first in line. He didn't even say it that long ago. And now all of a sudden, UFC 235, co-main event, Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman. It's unbelievable. It's so unfair. The same type of thing is happening at lightweight right now. Like, after Khabib and McGregor, after that fight ended, Dana White's like, no, that fight doesn't need to happen again. I think Conor needs to fight somebody else, get his wits back. And, now all of a sudden, Khabib's manager saying he's not fighting Tony Ferguson, and they want a McGregor rematch. So I don't, what the fuck? It's so stupid, the mockery that MMA or that the UFC has done. I mean, it's my favorite organization. It's most people's favorite organization. It's got pound for pound the best fighters in the world. Overall, the level of the UFC fighters is generally higher than elsewhere. The champions and top 5 in some of the divisions of other places, obviously, yeah, they're some of the best in the world too. But overall, the UFC is the best organization, and it seems like it's since the WWE, bought it. Since that's happened, they haven't looked for number one contenders as much. They look for money fights. And I don't know whether it's what I just said, the WWE owning it, or if it's Conor McGregor that brought that idea to the sport. I don't know. But I think it needs a change, because you can't keep having shit like this happen. Yes, at least Kamaru is worthy of a title shot. At least that's the case, yes. But what about Colby now? He said he's not going to fight, and he's going to sit out until he gets a title shot. When I'm honestly hoping that Kamaru Usman gets hurt And then Colby comes in because he needs to fight him first. It's just the way it is. Like, he did both of those things first and won the interim belt. So why the fuck doesn't he get the shot? Why does anyone get picked over him? Like, it's so stupid. And again, that's why I said people are starting to not like Woodley as much. Like, they started talking a little better about him after the Till fight. Everybody hated him before that fight. And then all of a sudden, he's the best welterweight in the world as soon as the Till fight's over. But the problem he has is kind of like Michael Bisping did when he was the champion, is Tyron likes to cherry pick, I feel. He likes to cherry pick his opponents. And you can't do that when you're the champion. It just doesn't work that way. It's not fair to anybody else. You are the champion. You fight the best that are put in front of you, and that's how it's supposed to go. He doesn't like to do that, and then he likes to blame the UFC. And I don't talk shit about fighters. I really don't. I like watching Jake Shields fight. I like watching John Fitch fight. I like watching anybody. You know, they're some of the best in the world when they fought. I like watching skill sets match up against other skill sets and see how they do. I really don't hate any fighters. I'm not one of those people you see online bashing them all the time, saying, oh, this guy fucking sucks, he lost. Yeah, no. However, Tyron Woodley, my opinion of him has changed a lot since he's won the belt. And it's unfortunate. I used to be such a huge fan. I'm still a huge fan. If I met him, I would be happy as shit. I'd ask for a picture, But he's not as respectable of a thing as it used to be, because how can you say he's not ducking Colby? Like, Colby was ready for the MSG card at UFC 230. He was ready for the January card this month, the UFC 233. That's why it got canceled. He was ready for March, UFC 235, when Tyron is fighting. He's the interim champion. He's ready. He's not getting a title shot, though. It's kind of doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I think I covered pretty much everything that I wanted to, but it's just, I don't know. I'd like to see what you guys think of it, see if you differ opinions or if you feel the same way. Even if you don't like Colby, I don't really know how you could feel differently. I mean, he's the number one contender, man. Like, I don't know. I would say you could have Colby and Kamaru fight for an interim belt, but look what happened the last time Colby fought for an interim belt. It's just, it didn't even mean he's the number one contender. He's ready to fight, and he's not fighting him. Like, it's unbelievable to me. It's crazy. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. I've been waiting a while to figure out what to do, what to talk about, and start these. I've been contemplating it for a while, but I didn't know which one to start off with. But as soon as this happened, I realized, yeah, this needs to be talked about. People need to hear this, and yeah, it's a really unfortunate situation. Hopefully Usman gets hurt and Colby comes in, or hopefully after the fight, Tyron schedules a fight for a few months away, like he did in the Wonder Boy fights, and then fought Maya. He fought 3 times that year, I think. Hopefully he'll come back really soon and defend it against Colby, because no matter how much of a dick Colby is, no matter how racist he is or whatever, he's still one of the best fighters in the world. And his pace is relentless. He's like one of those guys that I like to call lung burners. Guys like him or Justin Gaethje or Gregor Gillespie that are just pushing forward nonstop with either strikes or wrestling. They just don't take a breath. They're just in your face 100% of the time. Colby does that. And as long as he doesn't get knocked out, I think his chances against Woodley would be decent, honestly, because Woodley doesn't do well against people that pressure him, and Kamaru is probably going to pressure him too. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not saying I think Woodley's going to lose. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm very excited to see, though. I do want to see both of those fights, but I just wish Colby was first. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he is as of right now anyway. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.